How come it don't have it, man? You have to have more than one when it plays down at the bottom. Looks like the
Oh, where it
broadcast.
shows both parties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to click screen per se. I think you got to click the screen per se.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Ours ain't show.
Let me see. Got it now. Now. Oh well.
There it is.
Is that it?
I think that's it. We may have to ask the boss how to do it.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that sitting up there watching the gun line? Show us how to work this stuff.
Man, you wide open, man. Wide open, wide open, wide open. All right. So, hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all here today with Blerd Planet. My name is Brother Darren. Hey, what's up, Hanley? You know what I'm saying? What's your name, brother?
Man, my name is Kansu Sheshmu Amun. AboriginalConsulting.com, Blerdplanet.com. Arigato.
Oh, man.
What's up, Hadley? What's up, Hadley?
What's again? What's again? Arigato, sargo. Yeah. Right on, right on. Hanley hit, you see, hit like when you come in the building. We got some people showing up now, man.
Man, that's what it is. It's good to be back. You know, Blerd, we've been down for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, man.
Personalities and persons that deal with y'all.
What's up, melanated
agenda? What's up?
The spot is in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna type in hit like when you come in the building. Right on, right on, right on. I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it.
You did. You did.
There you go.
Understand?
You know what I'm saying? You understand? You know what I'm saying? Now, all that and then some, and a little bit of bag of chips on side.
give me all the fries you can give
me. Well, today's subject. In today's news, another black man gets arrested for drug possession that he did not have. Oh, wait a minute. That brings us to today's topic. Today's topic is the war on drugs. Is it genocide? Is it a war? Is it fratricide? That's new. That's something else I threw in there, man. It's a fratricide. Kansu, come on, what you're thinking, man. Well, give me your initial thoughts, man.
The war on drugs is some bullshit, dog. Straight up bullshit. It is a obtuse means of racial superiority, man. Another means and reason to create classism between blacks and whites in America. When somebody is a drug user, how can they be a criminal? They have obviously a physiological, psychological problem. Not the drug dealer. And even for that point, the drug dealer, are they really criminals? Are they going and getting these drugs? Where are they getting these drugs from? Where are they getting now? Of course, are they called the lean? Is that what lean is? A drug of choice now that's taking people out? The K2s, are they making this lean in their kitchen? What they really getting?
You know what's crazy, man, is people in places where cannabis is illegal, they also make that K2 stuff illegal. Well, the spice illegal.
Yes.
You know, and that's Beasley, that's my boy T. Dudiak. He said that the sentences are too harsh. Yes, they are.
We agree.
We agree. More than full. Whoa, way too harsh. And And I think, with the acceleration of the sentences are, where if someone has a certain kind of drugs, if they have it in a certain place, um, yeah, all that stuff, man. I'm reading kind of what's going on. What's up, real life?
What up, real life? What's the deal? Holy Phil,
You know.
keeping it
So give us a
real.
little bit of commentary, man. While you're doing that, I'm gonna pull up some statistics.
Please do, man. That's what you do. Well, let's start with one
Uh,
term that Brother Darren so eloquently put: fratricide. One of the sub definitions, if you look it up, be on independent research, blurred style, talks about the accidental killing of one's own forces in war. Now, if this is a war on drugs, and drugs are illegal, it seems to me that we're all classified in one big bunch. Criminal. Anything associated with or using of a drug that's deemed a drug, now hold on, an illegal one, makes you a criminal. It indemnifies you to the 13th Amendment, which means that you can legally be enslaved in what we call incarcerated in a penal system, i.e. jail, because you are a drug user, abuser, distributor of a drug. So help me out here.
okay. It's funny,
Can
man. That
cough
they,
medicine be a drug? Is cough medicine a drug now?
yeah, it is, man.
It's
Controlled
called
substance.
promethazine, isn't it? Wasn't it always promethazine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Walgreens sells it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Well, I'm kind of doing a little bit of did some stuff typing up on the war on drugs. I'm typing up, good old fashioned typing. And the reason why in the thumbnail we have I put President Nixon in there is because Nixon was responsible for several things that affected the black community.
Right.
One is benign neglect. A lot of people may not know what benign neglect is, and we'll go into that. The second thing would be the war on drugs, which happened in 1971. That's when he actually officially declared that America's worst criminal or worst enemy was drugs. And I think that, me personally, I believe that the war on drugs was part of the benign neglect. It was all kind of rolled into one. What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think the neglect was definitely there. And I think it being packaged the way that it did definitely created a systematic problem
Mm-hmm.
because it was hard to disambiguate what would be considered the rule of law opposed to arbitrary law. And these
Yeah.
arbitrary laws then get further dissolved into statutes, codes, and things of that nature because of the connotation of the word drug and drugs and trying to distinguish what's legal and illegal. It's just like some of the people that are incarcerated with murderers right now, the marijuana charges in the same state that marijuana was made legal. So if marijuana is made legal and they were charged with time and restitution, they should get reparations and be set free. Because if it's legal now, it was legal back then. It was just a vote in Congress that changed the outcome. Oh, now it's legal. So you're still going to keep these people incarcerated? You're still going to charge them a restitution? No, they should be released and given reparations for the misappropriation of being arrested in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Sam? What's happening?
What up,
Good.
Sam? Sam Square. It's all semantics.
That's what's up.
So I put up here on the screen, man. I don't know. Can you see this, Star Consu?
That I can.
Okay. The level of incarceration of Americans that increased as soon as we launched the war on drugs. So you had to begin to wonder how. And can you guys see the screen? I see you on here, Consu. I'm looking at
No,
kind
they
of the
can't.
screen.
They cannot see. You might have to
They
click
cannot-
on yours so that they can actually see.
There you go.
Damn.
They can see it now.
Wait a minute. I got time today.
Okay.
Let's see.
I tell you, man, my control skills is.
There it is.
Oh,
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's like you working for CNN, bro.
I'm telling you, man. Yes, very much, Beasley. We are very much aware of that. marijuana still is illegal at the federal level. So
Oh yeah, we're very aware.
very
Okay.
aware of that, man. So no,
Thank
and
you.
that's the thing is though, is the states' rights. You know, states have, you know, we got the states' rights versus federal rights thing. So, you know, it's kind of you know, that's that gray area that as long as if you black, even though it's legalized in at the you know, at the state level, not the federal level, I still wouldn't fuck with it on that level on, you know, until it got legalized at the federal level.
Hmm.
Why? Because they're gonna find a way of locking nigga up. They're gonna find a way of locking nigga up. Period. It's a catch 22.
Yes.
Damned if you do, you're damned if you
You
don't.
don't.
But look at that, man. Look at that record, man. Incarcerated Americans.
Crazy.
How fair is that, man? I mean, look at that, man. 2.5 million, almost 2.5 million Americans locked up for this, man.
Hmm. And the
What do
crazy
you?
thing is, per capita, we have the least amount of prisons in the world, yet the most incarcerated. Incredible.
Wow, amazing. It is. It is, man. So let me, you know, my boy Lazy's talking about what it's categorized as. So you see, excuse me, just one second. Ah, man, sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah, one thing I want
Well,
to
go
expound
ahead.
on, and Darren talked about it before, is civics and understanding due process of law. When law is executed at the state level and the county level, it has been fractionalized to a statute or code, or a compiled statute. So that has nothing to do with your constitutional rights that are at a federal level. So the United States gives jurisdiction to each state to govern their inhabitants according to their particular Senate or Supreme Court within each state. And that's where the gray area comes. And that's why arbitrary systems fail so much when it comes to justice and a penal system.
What
Brother
trips
D,
me
you
up,
got you
man?
got some bullets right there. Brother D.
Yeah, what trips me up, man, is how, is we know for a fact, right, that marijuana does have medicinal use.
Mhm.
We know that cannabis does have medicinal use, yet and still it's classified as a drug with currently no accepted medical use. So you have to wonder, you know, how does, you know, how is this applying, man? How are they, you know, how are we figuring this all out, man?
I think they never will.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it's a reason why it's being maintained at the federal level as being illegal. I think because of the aspects of import and export and the way that we operate, um, in a government of capitalism, it won't be eliminated completely. Because by giving state jurisdiction, what you're doing is you're optimizing the ability to market the drug and capitalize on its scarcity. So even though one can go into an independent free zone, free market zone of selling marijuana, it's going to be illegal on a statewide case, which would issue bonds upon people who are caught with it on a federal.
Hmm.
And if it can be conveyed as a federal crime, the same person who's creating a legal action in the state will lose jurisdiction due to federal jurisdiction because it's state until you add money and a gun with the same drug. Now it's intent to distribute. Now we got RICO. Now it's fed. Literally the same issue that is legal becomes illegal because of hearsay. And so the hearsay rule and following rules of procedure at law become circumvented because of circumstantial things. Like if I'm licensed to carry a gun, what makes you think I won't have marijuana in the vicinity of being licensed to carry a gun? Oh, well, it's illegal to either you have to have a gun or marijuana. You can't have both. And that's going to create a problem there anyway, bro. That's just not realistic.
So this is drugabuse.gov. So .gov, we know that this is put out by the United States government, and this was revised in June of 2018. .gov means government, USA government. That's the only people who can get this. And they write here, a scientific study of the chemicals in marijuana called cannabinoids has led to 2 FDA-approved medications that contain cannabinoid chemicals in pill form, right? Because the marijuana plant contains chemicals that may help treat a range of illnesses and symptoms, many people argue that it should be legal for medical purposes, right? Yet and still, we saw here where it said that there is no currently accepted medical use. Now, that's just the case for marijuana. It's right, melanated. You know, it said it's a booming business. So why would they legalize it federally if it's more money in it? That's what's scary. That's what's sad. I don't have much more, man, because I'm kind of it pisses me off when I think about it. You know, it's like it goes along the same line of we go to control what grown folks can do. You know what I'm saying? It's like asking, you know, grown people need that permission to say if I'm going to marry this person and not marry that person. You shouldn't need permission for anything. If you're an adult.
And then that's the problem, and it lies in actually the power of the people and understanding your rights and understanding how legislature works, how Congress works, how your 3 branches of government work. This is not a one totalitarian government. This is a 3-pronged dragon. So we got to know how they intermingle and react with one another. And that's what creates the appearance of freedom and liberty. And that's the difference. Because we may have freedom to move about, but we are not at liberty to get away with anything. Because of the prison industrial complex that's laden throughout the Constitution, that is then fractionalized into statutes and codes that are enforced by municipalities. That's where the confusion comes into play. Start dealing with your CAPS programs, your DARE programs. Start dealing in the school PTAs, getting involved in local politics to change the legislative jurisdictions of your states. Because we are encumbered with the news and its ability to just tell us that we have to worry about what goes on in Capitol Hill. By the time it gets to Capitol Hill, it's already a dead issue. We went through all this legislation in states, Congress. They're arguing at the state level about marijuana. And what did the feds do? We don't care. It's illegal. Period. Have a nice day. Patriot Act, we don't care. If you're committing anything that's federal and you happen to have drugs, we're going to tack it on you too. Whether it's free in your state, if you're committing a federal crime, and what I want you to do for me, Darren, could you please pull up CFR, Code of Federal Regulations 72.11. This is what causes the major problem. CFR 72.11. Bam, bam. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share. Blerdplanet.com, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody that's out there, man, we appreciate the love because we love you back. Melanated agenda. That's right. CFR 72.11.
There you go, man. I got it, man.
Yes. Now, as it reads, and I'll just sum it up for the sake of the show.
Which one am I going to?
Crime. What is crime? Meaning of terms go down to crime.
Okay. Oops.
This classifies crime at a federal level. You might want to do a Command F, but you'll find it.
Oh, okay.
Commercial crimes.
There you go, man. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here. Boom.
So If you look at what it covers, it's every single thing that we get booked for.
Look at this,
It's
man.
commercial.
Addiction too. And addiction. So if you're addicted to the drug, then it's a commercial crime.
You're
By
committing
being
a crime
addicted.
in commerce. You're an expert in commerce. What does commerce mean, brother?
Man,
Dan?
that's if we do something, man. I mean, that's like we trade something. We give something for value for something else of value.
Yes.
We committed commerce.
Do you see how that's a slippery slope?
Yeah.
Because now, if you commit anything, the only thing that's not a commercial crime is murder. That's a capital.
Right.
Other than that, anything with the inclusion of trade would be considered commerce, and a crime in commerce
But being addicted.
is a crime.
Being addicted is a
Being
crime.
addicted to crime is a commercial crime. It's not a capital one, it's a commercial.
I'm saying, but being addicted to it.
Yes. Like I could, you know what, in a logistical, legal way, it would make better sense to call it the capital one. You are taking your own life by taking this drug. This is a capital crime, but oh no,
By being
they're
addicted
intentionally
to it,
making it a commercial crime.
but being hooked on an addictive substance
Mm-hmm.
is a crime.
Yes. That is an act. If someone that is comparative to someone committing suicide. Okay? If this drug is lethal, what you're calling it, and it's a war on it, and this person is addicted to this drug, they have a medical condition. They need treatment. Incarceration is not going to cure the addiction. They need medical treatment. But it's been encumbered through statutes and codes because this is the code of federal regulation. So this has been codified, pulled from the Constitution. So your addiction has been classified as an act of crime in commerce. Absolutely makes no sense, bro.
Yeah. Here's what they think about you. You're right, Melvin. Yeah, even though they don't exercise too often, they can. That's the thing, Hanlon. Even though they don't, they still have the ability to exercise that. And that's frightening.
It is, man.
Well, I'm gonna leave it off on that, brother.
Yeah, man. Bogus.
Yeah. Hey, man, y'all have a good night, man.
Peace and power. Blerdplanet.com. Like, comment, and subscribe.